3, 2.
All right. So, discount bourbon review.
Why? Welcome back, guys. Let's get into another one. Evan Williams, bottled in bond, 100 proof. It's something that's been catching our eye pretty frequently as we've been out and about at the $12 to $14 price point. I've seen it. It's certainly a snack for the discount bourbon community.
And that is the full 750 milliliter. We don't have that on our hands right now. I think we probably only spent about $8 on this guy.
I'm calling it a hedged bet.
Being Evan Williams, we really just wanted to give it a try. We didn't really want anything too crazy with it. I can see that my man Josh has already gone through a good little chunk of it. Little share pour? Wow. We're going crazy with it.
I let them know we're bourbon boys.
Oh, I'm just gonna add a little bit.
I think
more.
you still got a little bit.
Yeah. Boom, just like that. But bottled and bond, you know we love bottled and bond.
One place, 1 year, at
4
least
years.
4 years. And I don't think does it carry the Kentucky Straight designation? It does.
Yep.
So it's probably all 4 years in Kentucky.
But we can at least guarantee that it's a quality whiskey.
We do see distilled and bottled by Old Evan Williams, Louisville, Kentucky, Bardstown. You know,
we do like to see it in the same place.
it looks like 2 places. They got 2 places, Louisville and Bardstown.
Oh,
so
it does.
How do we feel about that in the discount bourbon review community? Because we like distilled, aged, and bottled all in one place.
That is going to take it down a couple of points for me.
And it doesn't even tell you which one it is. It doesn't tell you what the difference between the split is.
No.
I mean, I do see some licenses on there, but no declarations. No age declaration in that fact either.
I imagine if there's no age declaration and they're just going with the bottle and bond declaration, it's probably close to that 4 years.
6.
It's 4 to 6 year, I got to imagine, but who's to say?
We've seen some crazier stuff. Nose is a little aggressive for me.
The nose is a little aggressive. Ethanol heavy, but
There's spice there to it. There's some good spice. There's some leather. There's some tannins. You can really get behind it.
a little bit of warming spice. Maybe just a little bit of cinnamon. Black pepper.
Some bacon spice for sure. Maybe
bit.
clove, maybe cinnamon.
Yeah. I'm not really getting anything sweet off of it though. Very smoky in the smell.
It starts as a pretty sweet sip, and it's blooming here. The whole mouthful of spices that we were talking about. Those bacon spices.
He evolves into those baking spices really fast. A lot of, I would even...
Before I could even name them, I'm down here in the smoke though. Taking a little bit of smoke on the back palate.
You know, in the back palate I do agree, but I can still... Cinnamon, clove, very strong in these guys.
Mm-hmm.
In the ratio between oak and smoke, he is very smoke heavy, both smell and palate, I would say. I don't get a whole lot of oak, but I get a lot of smoke.
Alright, second smell, second nip. Still, just aggressive. I just find myself burning my nose hairs. Even knowing how to get my nose in there, I find myself shying away. But there's some caramel and some sugar behind it. If you really can get in. Maybe I'm being generous.
I feel like you might be being a little generous. On second smell, I get a lot. It's very heavy in the smoke for me.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of smoke. It even takes away from those spices I was getting before. I just get a lot of smoke in that second smell.
When I sip him and when I chew him, he's a lot less rough. I get a lot less of the dragon's breath in a straight sip. But he still just doesn't unlock anything different. It's just that those kind of single wood notes. You know what I mean?
I get a lot of smoke.
Sweet.
Those spices have disappeared on me very quickly in those second smell and sip. I'm just not getting a lot of them anymore. They've disappeared on me, and that's a little disappointing because I was really liking them at first. They were good. I didn't save any again. I sinned.
Well, I went ahead and poured mine up into a cocktail form. We always mix it up with Sprite. If it's good enough for Elmer T. Lee, it's good enough for me.
We'll pass.
So, cheers.
What are you getting with that Sprite?
Takes away a lot of the wood notes and does bring it back to a lot of that caramel. A lot of that sweet. Ooh. It pulls off that roughness.
He does. It pulls
But it
off that
leaves behind
roughness
that kind
real
of-
easy.
That wood and that leather.
Yeah.
And a little bit of that caramel, but maybe that's the sweet from the Sprite.
I get a little bit more caramel off of them. It could be the sweet from the Sprite. It absolutely could be.
That's why we keep it as a constant.
Here's the real question, because I didn't see it come out when it was out here before the filming started. Is it full sugar Sprite or is it Sprite Zero?
It is full sugar Sprite.
Alright, so it very much could be that. But it's still absolutely delicious. Big fan of that. I can see myself going for a little Evan Williams bottle and bond and Sprite. I don't know if I'd ever just go for a sipper of him again. He does say charcoal filtered on here, so it's supposed to mellow him out a little bit, but just sipping neat. I don't know if Evan Williams bottle and bond is going to be on my list for him. He might be a strict mixer for me personally.
Nose for me, I'm going to have to give him a 3. I mean, there's some stuff there, but you got to battle some ethanol to get to it. And a taste, I think I'm going to go ahead and give him a 6, because I don't think he was the worst thing in the world, especially when you start mixing him. But neat, I'd shy away from. A price, now he is $10 to $14, so with keeping everything else in mind for that price point, it's a great price point. I mean, it's something easy to grab onto, especially if you're going to be mixing it, especially if you're going to be doing it for a party. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give him an 8 for the price. For the price, I'm going to give him an 8. But my cumulative total score is probably going to be a 5. I think it's just going to be a perfectly average whiskey.
I don't really feel like I disagree on the perfectly average whiskey. On the smell, for me, it's very ethanol forward. I lost a lot of those expressive flavors that I was getting up front, and so it's very disappointing for me, and I gotta take it down a little bit for me. I'm thinking maybe a 3 on smell. I was very let down with that. It's very ethanol forward, and from what I was able to find in it, he kind of disappeared on me instead of evolving on me, and I was let down with that. Flavor-wise, I'm just going to put it at an even 5. It's a solid mixer. The Sprite, sweet tea, whatever you want to mix with it, it'll hide it real well. And you'll be able to get it down, and it'll taste real good. But
I'd say it tastes a little better. Maybe some other even mixed ones, but I don't even think it deserves a neat designation.
There are some others up here specifically that I wouldn't even mix with. I don't even know if I really even want it on my bar. But just because it's a solid mixer, you'll be able to enjoy some of those expressive flavors.
It's going to be easy to find.
That's the thing. At least in our area, very easy to find. I think every store we've went to, we've been able to find some form of the bottled and bond Evan Williams. And so that's very nice. And the price is very nice. Price, I'm right up there with you. 8 or 9 out of 10. If it's readily available in your area, there's no reason not to have it on the bar. Even just a small bottle like this, $8, $9, just so you can be like, yeah, here, man, go sip on that one if you don't really understand the blade and bow or the pin hook over here. You know what I mean?
Something.
Yeah.
Chuggy.
So chuggy's a good word on it, but price wise, I'm right up there with you, 8 or 9. But overall, that smell and the flavor, really losing those expressive notes for me, really disappointed me. And so flavor as well has got to be down there in a 3 as well. Overall, I'm gonna put it at maybe a 3.5 or 4. There's no reason to really not grab it, but I'm not going to be excited about seeing it and grabbing it. If I know I'm empty, I might have it just to have some mixer, and I don't have to, get rid of some of my larceny or my blade and bow, my Weller Special Reserve, but...
So a 4, but keep on the bar status?
I would say keep it on the bar, just for the price. The price is really good.
If you don't have anything else in that tier, and it's your mixing tier, keep it on the bar. But there's some other keep it on the bars that I'd say for that as well.
For discount bourbon reviews, you cannot argue on the price. It's, at least in our area, readily available, very cheap. Keep it on the bar. But it's not something that when a friend comes over, I'm like, oh, you got to try this guy out. He's got some real complex stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's just going to kind of be there.
Yeah, I think I got to agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Mixer status all the way. Realistically, for me, a 4 out of 10, just overall.
All right, guys. Take it easy.